Hi, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time of stopping by my YouTube channel, just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch my videos. And if you've been here before, and I just want to thank you again for coming back over and over again to see my latest updates. Right. In today's video, right, I will be looking at something completely different from what we used to the usual. Right. I will be talking about the business opportunities in Nigeria. I will be looking at our country, looking at the dynamic business opportunities, our dynamic business landscape, the diverse range of opportunities we have in Nigeria. You understand, which we all can tap into, right? But before I start, right, let's quickly want to ask you to please like, subscribe, and please do not forget to share this video before you move on. You understand? Please take some time out to watch the end and please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. Right. Nigeria is a very dynamic business landscape, as you already know. You understand? Our country is a very diverse business landscape. You understand? With a range of opportunities, with a spectrum of opportunities. You understand? Waiting to be tapped. You understand? It's a fully loaded country. You understand? Don't get me wrong. Although it's a country that is laced with so many problems, also we also got so many business opportunities which can be harnessed in Nigeria. You understand? So in today's video, I will be focusing on some of the top business ideas, some of the top business opportunities which is tailored for our Nigeria landscape. You understand? Well, first and foremost, I'm not saying this is top on my list. I'm just going to start with something which I know everyone is going to agree with. But again, if you disagree with this, please feel free to leave me some comments at the bottom of this video. You understand? Right. Let's start by looking at our growing population. Nigeria is a country of over 200 million people. I'm just going to pause there for a minute. A country of over 200 million Nigerians. 200 million people. I'm just wondering if you're thinking of what I'm thinking right now. I'm talking about a fast food business. If you go to the cities, let's go to cities, for example, in Lagos, Nigeria, see the busy lifestyle. Go to Abuja, see the busy lifestyle. You understand? That is a market for you. If you're thinking of going to the fast food business or thinking of investing on the fast food delivery mobile business network, please, Nigeria is that's a very good business idea for you. That's a very good opportunity for you. It's something I want to tap into. You understand? So first, let's look at our country, Nigeria, with over 200 million people, with over 200 million busy people, busy professionals, busy lifestyles. You understand? There's going to be the need, you understand, for the thriving business, for a business that involves the food industry. You understand? If you're going to be going into the food industry business, uh, whether you like it or not, even in the pandemic, in the days of the pandemic, even here in the UK, the food business was still running. They were not closed. Just like schools were closed, they were not closed. Just like most offices were closed, they were not closed. People have to eat. Even if there's a war, people have to eat. Even at what people eat. Even in the pandemic, people eat. So, which is why I chose food business to start with the food business. So, investing in food business that you're talking about, investing in the fast food business, which is a very great idea, or invest in the fast food delivery and mobile food business. Again, that's something you may want to look at because I've watched so many videos, I've seen so many stories of the fast food delivery guys and what they do and what they do not. You understand? So this is actually an opportunity for you to actually target that aspect of the 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 food industry and say, you know what, I want to invest in something that's actually involved uh, the delivery, the mobile aspect of food, for the food business, which is the fast food delivery. You understand? We've got the Ubers, likes of the Ubers. You've got likes of delivery, is the delivery, what do I call it? We've got so many delivery. These are ideas you can equally uh, uh, take back to Nigeria. These are ideas that you can, that's transferable. You understand? These are business ideas that are transferable to our own beloved country. You understand? If you're thinking of actually investing in Nigeria, you understand? Second on the list, I will be looking at e-commerce, the world of e-commerce. You understand? With so many things happening right now, people happen to move away from the physical market to the onto online market, to the virtual market, which is online business market, which is platforms online. You understand? Uh, I just begin to ask myself, with a click of a button, you don't need to leave your house. With a click of a button, things are delivered to your address. With a click of a button, your orders are delivered within 24 hours, depending on what you want. This is something you may want to tap into, you understand? So I'm thinking of e-commerce as something that is another very good idea people definitely want to invest on. But before you do, before you invest on e-commerce, you got first to do your research. You got to do your research, you understand? The first thing is to do your research your market, you understand? Including your target audience, you understand? Also, you need to start looking at your competitors, you understand? Because these are things you're gonna have to, if you are gonna go into the market, these are things that you will have to look into, you understand? Because as I say to people before you start a business, always do your research. Always look into the market, look at the viability of the market, look at the profitability of the market, look at the feasibility of that market. Is this something you want to do? Is it something that is doable? You understand? So first, like I said to you, research your market, including your target audience. You understand? So what are they selling? You need to find out what they're selling, and but also need to find out what your audience wants to buy, what they need, and what their desires are. These are things you definitely want to look into, you understand, to actually be successful in this area of e-commerce, you understand. Again, looking at your competitors, what are they selling? Why are they so successful? What can you do differently? What's going to make your platform unique? You understand? What is your unique selling point? These are things you need to also look into. You understand? Right. I haven't looked at your competitors. You've looked at your target audience. You've researched your market. The next thing will be for you to develop your business plan. Business plan is absolutely important. The next stage for you to develop your business plan, you understand? Outline your goals. Talk about your goals. You've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got ideas of how you want your market to run. You understand? These are things you seriously need to put on pen and paper. You understand? You need to start putting down. These are my goals, these are what I want, these are what I want my business to run, and so on and so forth. Then talking about your marketing strategy. This is absolutely important. Your marketing strategy. What are your marketing strategies? You understand? How do you want to reach out to your audience? How do you want to cover? How do you want to cover? How do you want to project your business to have a wider coverage, to target a larger slice of the market? You understand? Because if you're going to have to succeed in business, you have to make profit in business, you got to make sure you got a wider coverage, and your audience, your target audience, are satisfied with the product you're offering, with the way you run your businesses, your business. You understand? Again, the last again I'm going to talk about is your financial projections. This is where money comes in. You understand? Well, you've done your feasibility studies, you've done all that needs to be done, your plans, you've outlined your plans. You're not talking about the monetary side of things. You understand? Because you need to start looking at the financial projections. You understand? This is where you start thinking of the starting capital, what you're going to invest, how you're going to invest on, what needs to be done now, what needs to be done in the immediate, what needs to be done in the short run, in the long run, and so on and so forth. You understand? Next is now, if you've done all this now, is to establish an online platform, your online store. Well, you got so many apps out there. You got so many successful apps out there. You understand, and you want to look at how they've been used. You want to look at what's it called, the reviews, to see which is best for your market, to see which is best for your business. You understand? I am someone that so much rely on reviews. You understand? I when I want to go into something, I look at the reviews. People that are already in the business, existing business owners. I look at their reviews. I look at what they're getting from this platform. Are they actually getting the what for their money? You understand? So these are things you also need to look into. You understand? Right. The next again is your products. You looking at what product or service are in demand, because before you go into business, you start thinking of what are the products that are in demand. You're not just going to start off a business without looking at what is in demand. You understand? These are things you need to consider. You understand? I've talked so much on e-commerce. I'll be going in depth into other aspects of the other businesses. I'm also going to be talking about in this series. Okay, we're talking about the products and services in demand. Outline and map out or plan or how you plan to offer what's going to make your business unique. Outline your plans. You understand? So, for example, if you're in the fashion industry, are you trying to do an e-commerce on your fashion or wherever it is? What is going to make your platform stand out? What's unique about your platform? These are things you need to outline before you go into your platform. You understand? Is it quick delivery services? Is it the ease with which things are being bought? Is it the friendliness, or is it the friendly nature of your website, your environment? These are things you need to put into consideration. You understand? Lastly, you got to stand out, because you've got so many competitors out there. You've got to stand out. You understand? Right. I hope I've said a lot about the the e-commerce business. Now, the next thing which I actually talked a lot about in the last 4 years, even before the pandemic, uh, was the agro business. The agro business is on my to-do list. You understand? The agro business is on my to-do list. Again, we're talking about the transportation business. You understand? These are things I'm going to be, because I'm trying to cut this video short. I'll be talking a lot about this in my follow-up video today's. You understand? You're going to be talking about the transportation business. If you're talking about transportation business, there's a growing population out there. I'm going to pause for a minute. 200 million Nigerians. And we've been projected that in the next couple of years, we're probably hitting 220 million Nigerians in that country. Can you just imagine? With the urbanization going on, with the growing population, there is a need for an efficient transportation service. There is a need for an efficient transportation service. It's something you can invest in. This is something you definitely want to look into. You understand? Again, the scope of your transport business may vary. It depends on what you want. It's going to be intrastate or interstate or whatever you want to. Well, I will be going into details again in my subsequent video. Then I just want to quickly talk about building materials, because I've invested so much in real estate business. I've done so much on the banking, land banking. I've done so much in a little here and there, Airbnb, tenancy, and so on and so forth. But again, have you talked about the builders? This is the very nucleus of the building industry. The builders, building materials. This is a very good business idea if you are seriously thinking of investing in Nigeria, if you are seriously thinking of investing in something that you know is going to get you a very good return on investment, because builders, look at the building materials, look at the building sector. with the teeming population, with the growing population, 200 million people, we need more buildings. We need more structures erected. So who is going to do this? So it's the builders, builders, people that are actually into selling the building materials. You understand? Have you thought about looking at setting up a building material whereby outlets? You understand? I've talked about, it's something that, like I said to you, something I talked a lot about before, sorry, during the pandemic or after the pandemic. I still don't want to go into the building materials. You understand? The cement, the iron rods, the, the honestly, that is another very great piece. Well, I'll be talking a lot about this in the next video. You understand? So, in the meantime, because right now it's a 15 minutes 49 seconds long video, I'm trying as much as possible to cut this video. There will be a follow-up series on this video. So, thank you for watching.